We are here. We are live. I do apologize for the delay. We're a little bit behind schedule, and that's just because I don't know how to use Facebook apparently. But we are here, and so good morning. Today we begin our first of 21 days of gratitude, our initiative to really implement not just mindfulness, but there is a focus particularly on gratitude. And we are going to use that to inform our wellness practice. Specifically today, we're going to use a little bit of movement and a little bit of breathing. And we're just going to begin seated. All right. So I'm going to back up. You're going to see that I am on a carpet. So you can either have a yoga mat, you can just be on a nice, comfortable carpet. The only thing I would suggest is maybe have a little blanket. I have like a little blanket for a knee support if we ever do get onto our knees. That's a good one. But for now, let's begin seated. So I'm going to take my blanket. I'm going to fold it in such a way. It could also be maybe a pillow, but I'm going to fold it in such a way where it supports my sits bones, it supports my pelvis, and then here is a place where we can begin. I have some notes on my phone that I'd like to share with you. So I'm just going to pick this up so that I can share those notes with you, because I'd like to go over what our focus is today. And you may or may not have already seen our first post, but it is Sunday. And so we are focusing today on faith and divine guidance. So when we think of Sunday, we think of it as a day of rest, but also for many people, a day of praise. For many people, already it's a day of gratitude, all right? Sunday, the day of the sun. And it reminds me about the Sun Salutation in the yoga asana practice. There is a series of movement. This is my cat who's going to pass by, but there is a series of movement called the Sun Salutation, and we're going to go over just the basic movements involved in the Sun Salutation as a way to greet the day, to greet yourself, but also how would you like to start this entire week, to really set an intention for the whole week, all right, and perhaps for the next 21 days. So let's get started by meeting the breath. Take a moment, shrug shoulders, get any little quirks out, and if you're comfortable, close your eyes. Maybe take a breath in through the nose and exhale completely. You can exhale through the mouth or through the nose for the first few moments, just so the breath is a little bit more audible. There's some sound, there's some big vibrations there. Emptying completely. One more big breath in. Last exhale through the mouth. And then begin to keep the lips sealed next. Take the breath in and out only through the nose. And just observe how the breath changes just because you're paying attention to it. Breathing in through the nose. And exhaling completely. Let's stay a few moments here, greeting ourselves, greeting our space. Because when we think about divine guidance, it's related directly to divine wisdom. And the word wisdom resonates a lot with the word mind, with the brain. What feeds the brain to receive this wisdom is our breath. So just breathe here. Notice where you feel the breath. There's no right or wrong answer. It could be through your nose. Could be that you hear the sound around your throat or mouth. Maybe you feel the belly moving. You can even move your hands around. You don't have to be perfectly still. But we don't spend enough time with our breath. And so we're taking a moment here to intentionally meet our breath. We breathe automatically in every moment. And so here, intentionally meet your breath. Just one more moment. You might start to tuck the chin towards the chest on your next exhale. And while your chin is tucked, open your eyes, flutter them open. Maybe you see your clothing, maybe you see your feet. And you're going to start to circle your neck all the way towards the right side, to the top, circling over. But can it be slow? This isn't just a neck circle. This is a controlled neck articulation. We're practicing intentionality with our movement too. And so can you very slowly roll the chin around the neck, or across the chest, I should say. And when you do, each time that your chin comes towards your chest, pretend that you have a little marble and you're rolling the marble across your chest. And then it falls so that you can get to the other side. Go in the opposite direction if you haven't already. And make this a fun little challenge where your sternum, your heart doesn't move, just your head. So we're not dancing around, we're not twisting the shoulder girdle. We're keeping the trunk intentionally still and just moving the neck. And don't worry, we'll get all the pieces to move together in just a moment. So from here, let's see if we find the rest of the spine. So let's find a little stillness. If you tuck the chin, but then continue to round and tuck your tail and roll back a little bit, now we have the whole spine. Rock forward, bring your belly forward, your chest forward, chin forward. Now we're moving through a little cat-cow, getting the entire spine a little bit more involved. Pay attention to the breath. It's still feeding you. Good. And then we'll start to find a little stillness so that when we roll the head up, can we bring our arms with us? Reach the arms with you. And really let the fingertips stretch and reach like there's something to grab up at the ceiling. All right? Let your right hand reach a little bit more. And then let your left arm reach a little bit more. And so it starts to feel like we're pulling some invisible curtains. And starting to move the arms along with the rib cage. Not everything has to be an isolation, but now everything moves to support everything together. Your body can do a little teamwork. Good. Now we're getting the spine to move more and more. The next time that your left hand goes to the side, find the floor. Let the right arm reach up. And let it reach beyond the ear, maybe getting the shoulder as high as it can. Good. Take it to the other side, nice and big. Right hand finds the floor, left arm's gonna reach up and over. Good. Let the fingertips reach as if someone was trying to give you something. Beautiful. And let's do that one more time. But now, instead of just moving the spine sideways, let's move it forward and back. cat-cow. In yoga, we have a spinal movement called cat and cow. In Sanskrit, sometimes it's known as Vidavasana. And it's moving the spine into flexion and extension. But here we can do sideways, forward and back. Go ahead and roll over, dance over to the opposite side, reaching the left arm up. We initiate the side bend, but then we start to include cat and cow. A little spinal flexion, rolling forward. A slight upward back bend. Beautiful, good. The next time that arm reaches up, use it to help you find a nice tall seat. From here, let the spine lengthen. We'll use the movement that we've initiated so far to help us settle back into the breath once more. So in stillness, breathing in through the nose and out completely. Observe the vibrations of your beating heart and how the energy can change once we begin our movement, once we begin to intentionally meet ourselves and our breath. I'll invite you to turn your palms to face up. Our focus today is gratitude for faith and divine guidance. And so when we open up the palms, it's like we're opening up to receive, right? And so if this feels comfortable for you, come back to your breath, allow the palms to remain open and just sense, or perhaps invite yourself to welcome, whether it's perhaps healing, whether it's wisdom. When you think about the source of your faith, the source of your divine guidance, let that inform your gratitude and how you will carry your wisdom beyond this moment, beyond this mat. Let's take one more breath in together before we continue a little bit more movement. Start to close the fist and your eyes can open up. Squeeze your fist as hard as you can to really feel your fingers stretch out all of that little force, and then open them up. As you open them up, shine your hands towards me and take a look at your fingers. Take a look at the back of your hands. Every crease, every wrinkle, every detail. Pull, pull, pull the back of your hands towards you and press the heel of your wrists forward, forward, forward as if you're pushing away. Good. Now lift up overhead. Can we keep the hands in this position so it feels like we are lifting the ceiling, the roof? We're raising the roof here. Good. Beautiful. This is going to help us. We're going to move the arms out to the side and then start to make some wrist circles, making a fist and circling around. This will help us when we move into our hands and knees. And we're going to do that right now so that we can greet the lower part of the body. We'll set ourselves up. I'll move my blanket to support my knees. And here, one more moment to greet your hands. Make a bunch of handprints all over your mat. And if you have a pet around, you can give them some pets. Good. So it's just kind of stretching out the hands here so that we can find a little bit more stillness. A supported tabletop, all fours here. Tuck your tail. And then let your chin tuck last. Can you lift your tail? And then let your head lift last. So that it's a wave-like motion. It's a slower approach to cat-cow. And it's very segmented. So think like a wave. Just about one more cycle. Good. And then we'll find a little stillness again in our tabletop so that our left foot can reach behind us. We're going to get that heel to reach and rock back. And we're going to circle the heel around the same way that we moved our wrists. Let's get the heel, the ankle, to kind of smush. I call these ankle smushes, but it's an opportunity to let that joint get its own movement, its fresh movement of circulation. We don't always pay attention to the little joints. They support us a lot. Circle in both directions. And in this movement, you'll notice that the entire body is supporting you just so that you can move your ankle. So we're using this as a little sneaky strength to move the whole body. Good. Switch sides here. Other foot reaches back. But then we start to drop the heel in, forward, out, and back. In, forward, out, and back. Rolling your toes like you're digging a hole on the back of your mat. Good. Beautiful. Nice and easy here. Now we'll bring the legs right back together. Option to move towards downward facing dog. If you'd like to keep low, just move your hands forward and take a little stretch in puppy pose, such as this. Otherwise, you can press your hands onto the floor, tuck your toes, and we're going to press our pelvis up high into downward facing dog here. We want to press the ground away. Remember when you reached up towards the ceiling and pushed it all away? You're doing the same thing here. This time you have a floor to push into. Good. You can pedal your knees if you'd like. And we're going to walk forward towards the top of the mat and find a forward fold. Or to the top of your carpet. Good. Hang out there, maybe finding a little bit of an opposite elbow grab. Can you check back in with your breath? This is an interesting place to be when we're in a slight inversion. The head is below the heart. Let's use this for a moment to mindfully check back in with the breath. You can keep swirling or moving or just observing in stillness. And then slowly roll yourself up to stand. If you prefer not to roll, you can take a hinge with a straight spine, or just roll the shoulders. And take a moment in your mountain pose. Breathing in. I'm going to turn to see all of you here. And the last bit of our practice will be the first part of our sun salutation here. So I'm going to adjust my camera here so you can see. We've worked already with reaching our arms, opening up our shoulder joint and our spine, which are two very important pieces of our sun salutation, as it takes us to move our arms, to move our spine, but we need to move the pelvis too. So we're going to take a little seat wherever you are. Your hands can stay at your hips for the first few moments, and you're just going to take this chair and turn it so that you're in a half forward fold. So you might lengthen the knees a little bit. And we're just going to stand right back up, taking that hinge with a straight spine. And we'll do that again. We'll take a little seat. We'll then hinge a little further, taking it into a half forward fold, and then standing right back up. So it becomes a movement for knees and pelvis. Taking a little seat, a little hinge, and then right back up. Good. One more, a little seat, a little hinge, and standing right back up. Good. Using that as an inspiration to prepare the pelvis for the rest of the practice. Standing up tall, let's take a breath here, receiving your energy, your wisdom. And on the next breath, reach the arms up. Fold over the legs, moving through our half sun salutation. Lift the spine halfway up as if to look forward. And then release your bow again. Now here, I'm going to bend my knees a little bit. I'm going to drop my hips so that I can push the ground away. Reverse swan dive, reaching up. And then I might find the hands to heart center, or they can come back down to the sides. Let's do that again. Reaching the arms up. Exhale and fold over the legs. Breathing in, you can take a look forward. Exhale, release your bow. And on the next breath, you can in-breath down there and exhale on your way up. There can be several breaths along the movement, but we'll take this flow one last time. Reaching the arms up. Fold over the legs. Lift and look forward. Release your bow. Reverse swan dive, reaching up. Hands to the heart. Release the hands. Good. This time we're going to meet the floor for the last time, reaching the arms. Fold over the legs. Once you feel that you're close enough to the ground, step back to downward facing dog. Or it may be that you come to tabletop position again. This is our last moment in downward dog, so take advantage, move it around. If you'd like to lift one leg and then the other, those are some options too. Good. Slowly make your way back towards tabletop, engaging in your final cat-cow. And if you're in tabletop, you can cross your feet behind you and then start to move back towards a little seat. Or you can adjust in any way that you'd like. You can move your legs forward. Now, for today's practice, we're going to stay seated as we come to close the practice. Oftentimes, if you do a full yoga asana class, you might finish in shavasana or corpse pose, lying down. But we're ready to continue our day. So let's intentionally set ourselves up, sitting up nice and tall. For a moment, observe how the energy inside you has danced, has moved, taking a breath in. Just observe yourself, your space, your energy, whether there's movement to get out, whether there's giggles to get out, that's fine too. We're going to take a moment to step into our heart space and our mind space, and there, look at the word gratitude. Hold space for gratitude. And if you can think of the source of your faith, think of the source of your divine guidance. What does gratitude look like when you're grateful for your faith, for your divine guidance? Hold gratitude there today. From that space of gratitude, decide if there's an intention, perhaps a little goal to focus on throughout the rest of your day, or maybe the week. Maybe it's just a message for yourself. And with that, we'll seal our practice together with 3 deep breaths. Your hands can stay as they are, or they can come together at heart center in prayer mudra or prayer or Anjali mudra. 3 breaths in through the nose. Exhale completely. A breath in through the nose. Exhale completely. And a final breath. As you exhale, perhaps bow to your space or your practice. May you recognize the power within your breath. And most of all, recognize yourself as your own best teacher. I thank each of you for sharing your space, your energy with me on this lovely Sunday morning, kicking off our first day of our 21 Days of Gratitude initiative. All right. I wish you all a wonderful rest of your day. Please continue to carry on whatever intention you may have set for today. It may change throughout the day or even throughout the week, but in the very bit of it, in the seed of that is gratitude. All right. I hope to see you all again. Take care.